Let me show you my countryside through these old headlights. We can take this road as far as you want to go. I'll show you how a country mile can take us all night. Feeling higher than a bull's tail up an old dirt road. I ain't gonna run or hide. We can let the fire burn wild. That's just my countryside.
Watch out, buddy. Watch out, buddy. Beep, beep, coming through. Hey guys, what's up? Welcome back to the channel. I'm Lorena and this is my husband Troy. We are newbie homesteaders. We moved here about 2 years ago and we're at the stage now where we are putting in fencing. If you missed some of those videos on some of our pasture prep, go back and check those out. We're going to be doing a series that will continue to update you guys as we use regenerative methods on our pasture here at our raw land farmstead. So we're gonna go ahead and we dug our first post back there. I'm gonna show you some video of that.
Just go straight, not even a fence.
And then now we're getting ready to dig this second post. There he is. So we were kind of thinking that it was gonna be like really rocky because here in the Piedmont area of North Carolina, we have a mixture of rock and clay that just makes everything pretty difficult. But from what you've noticed,
first hole went good. I
went-
drilled one to kind of test it to see how it was, and it was red dirt, but kind of soft red dirt. I hit 2 small roots, which is good because this was all clear cut, so there's tons of roots in here when they clear cut it and cut all the trees down. So far, so good.
okay. So we're gonna go ahead and dig this second one. I'm gonna show you kind of the process on that. He can kind of talk through some things, and then we'll go from there. So. Okay, so what we're gonna do is we're gonna kind of measure it against the back post back there. You can't really tell very much. That looks, I can see it way in the back by the boys. That looks pretty good.
Stop.
And what we're doing is the neighbors here have some fencing that he used barbed wire and some cedar post about 50 years ago. When I talked to them, they said they put that up. And we're trying to leave enough room to get through here. So that tree kind of skews things a little bit. Although we'd be able to get through here with a farm truck or a quad. So we just want to make sure we leave enough room to kind of maneuver around the fence. To check the property lines and fencing and all of that. So that looks pretty good. I think it looks pretty good. Okay. So what kind of auger is that?
36 inch, 43cc auger.
Okay.
Just from Lowe's, big box store.
Okay.
Nothing, it's 36 inches to about here. So it's a good gauge, 3 feet if you get the hole deep enough to here.
Okay.
We just had to put a new carburetor on this morning because something had gone bad. Ordered a new one off of Amazon, like 17 bucks. Came with the hoses, the fuel filter, and the carburetor. Kind of a universal engine.
I can put a link to that too in case
And
people need one.
Works great now. It would idle, but it wouldn't throttle up. It would just die. So first I tried to change one of the lines that was busted, but it didn't do it. So I changed the whole carburetor, new fuel filter and everything, new spark plug, and now it runs like new.
Ready to go. Okay. Okay, so I saw some wood clumps come out. So probably a stump, you think?
It's either a rock or a root, one of the two.
Okay.
Feels like rocks. Yeah, it's a rock.
Sounds like roots. Probably ground.
There's a lot of quartz and granite. Let's see what happens there. Right there, maybe. So what's that doing?
I get down, it takes me about, even though it's 36 inches, like to here, I can only, because of bending over and getting these lows, I can't only get about here. So I get like 28, 29 inches with that. So I got to go another 7 or 8. So basically, I chip this on all sides, or I shouldn't chip, loosen it on all sides. And then I use the post hole diggers, or spoons, or scoops, they have all kind of names, to get all this out. I can go down about 3 inches each time I do this, roughly. So I gotta do it a couple times, 3 times maybe. To get it, I want to go 36 inches.
And what size posts do we have? Like 8 feet?
These are 8 foot. They're 5 to 6 inches. I'm picking the biggest ones for the corners. These 2 are 6 inches that I'm putting in now.
Okay.
Some of them are down to 5 inches, so they just are a range between 5 and 6 inches.
Okay.
We got about 36 of them. And I'm picking the biggest ones for the exact corners. I'm gonna go to every 100 feet, H brace. But I want the biggest beefy ones on the absolute corners.
Okay.
And I know that a lot of people put concrete, but I grew up, when I was growing up building fences, we were building mostly barbed wire with locust trees cut into quarters for posts. And we never used concrete. It was just, we had too much fence. So
It's not cost efficient to do that, right?
Right. I mean,
so what, and the concrete is what?
Concrete's not that expensive, but I mean, just another cost.
Right.
And like I said,
when you're doing as many as you're doing,
35 years ago are still standing. So
right.
With not a bit of concrete, and they're standing straight and they're standing strong.
Okay.
So I think if you use the spud bar properly, which is this, some people call it a pry bar, spud bar.
Okay.
My dad always called it a spud bar.
Okay.
If you use it properly and tamp down the dirt multiple times as you go up, a little bit of dirt, tamp it down tight. Plus this is very clayey soil, which is a positive. If it was loose sandy soil, we'd probably have to do concrete.
Okay.
But this is very clay soil.
So once you dig down, how far you say?
36 inches.
Then you're gonna put the post in?
Then I'm gonna put the post in.
Okay.
To make a solid base. Some people put gravel at the bottom of posts, and all these things I would do if I was building a privacy fence. But for a farm fence, and with all the fence we ever built, we never did that. Just moving a little bit of dirt in, and once I get it to a level spot, it'll stay.
G?
On the corners, you want it out a little bit. You want it a little bit extra away from the field because it's going to pull in. What? Everything you can find. No, not that.
Okay.
Okay, so once I got that little bit of dirt in there, I'm going to use the pointed end of this to kind of make sure all the dirt's going down. We don't want gaps at the bottom or air at the bottom or a place where water can get in and hurt the integrity of our post. So I'm just kind of loosening all the dirt to make sure it's going down in there. Hey, can you come over here and get my level? Okay, a little bit out that direction. A little bit out this direction. Because that's the two directions the wire is going to pull that way, it's going to pull that way.
Okay.
All the pressure's that way and this way.
Okay.
So if anything, you want it kind of tilted out a little bit because it's going to pull in. Even with the H brace, it's going to pull in. So the other thing I like to do is loosen up around this hole so I can get my tamp bar in further.
Every time he pokes something into the soil like that, I'm like, oh man, we're trying to grow grass. The boys do it too. The shovel, they like stab the grass. I'm like, oh, we just grew that. I know it is, but I just
Check the level again.
feel for the grass. We've been on the grass growth struggle bus here, trying to get it all to grow. It is getting wet, huh? So we have one of the levels that go on the side for the post, but he said it was too small for these bigger posts. Starting to rain, so we got to get this dirt in here too. So I'm going to fill up with water.
Now some more of this clay dirt. All right, so this is my fourth layer of the soil. With each couple inches, few inches of soil, I work my way around the tree at least, or the tree. Post at least twice, compacting all the dirt as much as we can.
Like the walls of Jericho.
And then we put more in. And this, I like to have a slope on it. So when it rains, it runs away from the post. Just like you put grade around your house. So when it rains, the water runs away. Another thing is, what we're fencing here, most of the sides are no more than 160 feet, 170. I think if I was doing 1,000 feet of fence, even with the H braces inside, or every 100 feet, I would probably concrete all the corners because it's more pressure on the fence. But ours is short. I mean, we're doing 170, 110, 130. There's only 2 long runs on the whole property, or the 2 acres we're fencing. Across the back's about 310 feet, and down this way is a little bit over 310 feet, maybe 330, 340. So that's the only 2, and I'm gonna put 2 H braces in that. Every 100 feet I'm put an H brace. And So there's not a lot of tension on this fence. Not a lot of pressure on the fence. So I'm comfortable without cementing them. Comfortable doing it the way we did it when I was growing up. Since I am going to do the H braces and equalize that force of the fence pulling on it. So that's post number 2.
All done.
Only like 30 more to go. Back at it today. So we got 6 posts in, 4 yesterday, and then just finished up second one today. This is one of the corner posts here, and we got the whole L shape each corner post. So now what we got to do is build all the H braces. So our cross beam on the H brace is about 8 feet, so we're going to go just slightly less than that, so we don't end up with a situation where the 8 foot does not fit. It's not big enough, so always go a couple inches shorter. And then we'll cut it to fit exactly when we go to put the H brace in. So now I'm going to mark out this H brace that's going that direction so we can drill the hole, get the post in, and then move forward. That's 3 feet, and we're done with that. We're going to move on to the next one. Ultimately, we got 7 holes. I'm about to drill the 8th, and that's going to be it for the day. 7 holes, and I'm sorry, 8 holes and 7 posts set. Yesterday in a couple hours before it started raining, and then today in a couple hours. So it's going pretty quick. You'll notice here that I strung up a string from that post. Hopefully you can see that all the way to the post that's in the front. Anyway, that's so I can get my H braces lined up properly. and then eventually all the T-posts lined up properly. I think that's gonna wrap it up for today. It's about 6 o'clock. Beautiful day in North Carolina. And we're gonna get back after tomorrow Sunday, gonna get back after tomorrow afternoon, and hopefully get a few more posted.